Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome to Storytime with me, Mystic Eve. This time I'm going to do something a little different. Storytime with me has been me reading my journals, and I have moved those journal entries into the Patreon account. Now, this channel, Storytime with me, will be tales of the dervishes that were recorded and passed down verbally. This happens to be my favorite tale, the tale of the SANDS. Water bubbling up from the ground, way up in a mountain, cold and crisp, forms a stream, and the stream gets bigger and forms a river. And the river falls down waterfalls and learns about its power and its might. And the water learns about its peace through quiet streams. And as it travels so many different places, through towns and under bridges, it learns about its rage through the raging rapids. It learns about its peace through lazy, loungy rivers. And then all of a sudden it hits the desert sands. And try as it might, it can't cross the desert. It just disappears. And it thrashes itself against the sands. And it pushes and moves and tries as it might. It cannot pass the desert. It starts to sit and stagnate. And the little pool gets hotter and hotter and smaller. And green algae starts to grow in it, and it starts to become very depressed. It starts to learn about its weakness in this moment of desperation and defeat. It finally reached something that it cannot conquer. It cannot pass. And it sits in meditation. And then it starts to hear a whisper. I can carry you across. And the water's like, what? Who said that? I can carry you across. And the water's like, I don't know what you're talking about. The wind starts to whistle. Have faith. Listen to me. I will carry you across. And this little puddle, this quagmire of water, starts to question, who are you? And how do you speak of such things? And the sand starts to whisper, it knows. I know. Listen. And the wind starts to whistle again. Have faith. I can absorb you and carry you across. And the water in all of its desperation says, I've never been absorbed before. How do I know this is true? Will I be the same me? And the wind whispers, no, you cannot remain the same. I can only carry your true identity across the desert. And the water contemplates this and meditates on it and has its doubts. But then it realizes it's not going anywhere here. So you might as well. It surrenders and it reaches up. And the wind pulls it up into vapor, up into the clouds. And as the wind is blowing the clouds across the desert, the water starts to contemplate what it was before and what it is now. Completely different, but still the same. It starts to really learn its true identity here in the clouds. And it records and remembers. I will never forget. And far, far in the distance, miles and miles away, The cloud rains onto another mountainside, and the rain falls into another river, and the river continues its path on the other side of the world. And the water never forgets. It has learned its true identity, its true might, in all of its different forms. And the sands reminds it that it knows and it sees. This has happened many, many times before and will happen many, many times again. And this is why it is said that the journey of the stream of life is written in the sands. This is indeed my favorite story. It speaks so much of transformation, surrender, trust, and it also gives me this feeling of Aquarius energy, right? Like this, the diversity in the water and the air, that they can combine. Thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe and check out my other videos on this channel. You can check out my Patreon account, links below. We also have a GoFundMe to help kickstart a Mystic Artists Apprenticeship program. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.